James's longest day. James had been working with the track maintenance team all day, and that evening he was complaining to the others. "Maintenance work is so boring," he complained. "All you do is sit around and wait for the workmen to idly complete their jobs. I want some hard work for a change." "Pah!" snorted Henry. "You don't know the definition of hard work. Try pulling a heavy goods train." "Indeed," Gordon joined in. "Or pull the express back and forth all day. Or do the constant ballast runs. This railway needs so much ballast, I'm constantly going up and down the branch line. You just like to hang about." "That's not true. I work hard too. I do." The next morning, the engines had all gathered in the yards when the Fat Controller arrived. "James, I have a very important job for you. An Irish steel firm is setting up base at Vickerstown. The steel is coming into Tidmouth and they've asked my engines to transport it across the island. We must do a good job, otherwise we may lose the contract to the road. Therefore, I'm relieving you of some of your other duties today to ensure you perform this afternoon, once the ship arrives." "Yes, sir." Once the Fat Controller left, the conversation flared up once more. "I can't believe James was chosen for that job," Henry groaned. "We'll lose to the road for sure," Gordon agreed. "And the wee engine is just going to be sitting about all day again," Donald fumed. That's not true," James said. "I'll still work hard today, really hard. Just you wait and see." A little later, James was the only engine in the shed when the Fat Controller returned. "James, Donald has broken down and I need you to rescue him. I'm afraid you're the only engine available." "Has he now?" James grinned. He knew exactly what to say to Donald. "Sitting about, are we, Donald?" "Hilarious, James." "Come on then, let's get you to the station." James took Donald to Edward Station. And then he finished the delivery of ballast. At the docks, he met Henry. "Don't bother me, Henry. I'm just working hard." But Henry wasn't in the mood for joking around. "I've been waiting 2 hours for a ship to come in. I'm going to be very late for my fast goods train to the mainland." Now James felt sorry for Henry. "I can take that for you, Henry. I've got the time." "Oh, could you, James? That would be simply marvellous." So James hurried back to the yards and collected Henry's trucks. They were a little heavy. Henry was stronger than James. But once they were moving, it went well. He reached the mainland without any hitches and went into a siding for a rest. "James, should you not be at the harbour soon?" Gordon inquired. James checked the station clock. "Bust my buffers! That goods train took longer than I planned. Oh dear, I'll never get to the harbour on time. Unless... Gordon, please, can I take the express? It should get me to the harbour on time." Yes, I suppose so. But you better hurry." The drivers agreed with the change, and without wasting another second, James was off and away with the express. this certain train didn't stop anywhere after Crovan's Gate, and James managed to reach the big station early. He uncoupled from his coaches and dashed to the harbour as quickly as he could. He made it just as the ship had been unloaded. "I did it! I did it!" James was relieved, but he was also exhausted. Doing the extra work and madly dashing about with the express had worn him out. All he wanted to do now was sleep, but he knew how important his job was. So with every last ounce of steam he had, James pulled the heavy steel train out of the harbour. It was hard work, and James wasn't sure if he would be able to manage. But then he passed Henry. "Excellent work, James. Keep on puffing." And then at Edward Station he passed Donald. "Yes, sure am, James. Rail is better than road, and you're the best rail has to offer." The kind words from his friends helped James along, but only by so much. When he reached Gordon's Hill, he felt his wheels give up. Every wheel turn was agony. "I can't do it," wailed James. "I can't. Oh, I'm letting the railway down. We're going to lose the contract, and it's all my fault." The train got slower and slower and slower until they were crawling along. James was going to stop any second, when suddenly the weight of the trucks disappeared. James felt a surge against his buffers, but he wasn't at the top yet. "Oh, what's happening?" Come on, we're not going to let the road beat us now, are we?" "Gordon?" squeaked James. It was all he could say between breaths. "I thought you might want a little help after all the hard work you've done today. I'll take the strain, you ease off." James could not have been more grateful. Before they knew it, James and Gordon were cresting the hill and hurrying along the other side towards Vickerstown. And by the time they reached the end of the line, they had made up any time that was lost. After, Gordon helped James back to the sheds. Henry was there, and he wanted to congratulate James on his hard work. But the red engine was fast asleep before anyone could say anything. The next morning, the Fat Controller came to see James. Well, you had a much busier day than planned." "Oh, you can say that again," James said. He was still very worn out. "It seems like you finally know what hard work means," Gordon joked. "Well, you performed admirably yesterday, and you'll be pleased to know that we have won the steel contract, thanks to you and Gordon. However, I think I'll save you from the rest of the steel trains. You can go back on track maintenance." "Oh, sir. Thank you, sir." James had never been happier to sit around and wait. After the longest day of hard work, he was happy for the rest.